Right, it's time to open up the meeting, so I'm going to call to order the Board of Adjustment meeting for today, which is May the 26th, 2021, and we have a quorum. The first order of business is for us to consider the approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion?
I make the motion for the approval of the minutes of March the 11th, 2021.
I second.
Very good. Are there any comments or notes, discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I don't think that there's any nays, so the minutes are approved. And Tina, I'll go ahead and sign them real quick.
Yes, sir.
And then you can. Okay. So, we'll open up the public hearing now for 10 requests, and basically they're grouped in three different they're three different requests basically, but they're 10 different official requests and so, or items.
It should be 9 because
We have
approval of
10.
the minutes was 10, wasn't it?
I believe it's 10 on the agenda, but 9 actually
Yeah,
public hearing cases.
we have not, there's three different
Right.
items, but there are three groups, so.
So 9 cases
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
1 minute approval
Yeah, because
for
the
10
10th was
items
the
on the
approval of the
agenda.
minutes. No? Okay.
Yeah, so we have, anyway. All right, so, so Steve, if you would go ahead and just introduce those three groups for us, and if anyone's watching this in a live stream, they can also kind of understand what's happening here.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. So we do have 3 different variance requests tonight for a total of 9 different cases.
Yes.
So the staff report's a little bit different format than what you're used to seeing, but I did this in a purposely to try to make it a little more succinct and straightforward on what the applicant is requesting. So as you know, we've got Mr. Mark Pace here with us tonight. He's the owner of the property and will be the developer for this particular project. So the first set of variances would be for each property. The variance would be for section 154.05.6 relating to the width requirements for a townhome project for 3 different parcels. The applicant is Mr. Reese Flanagan with MMA, and he is representing Mr. Pace. The city ordinance section that is referenced sets a minimum width requirement for a townhome lot to be a 30-foot lot width. The applicant is requesting a 12-foot reduction in the width requirement, making each dwelling unit of the townhome project to be 18-foot in width. The townhomes will be constructed for individual sale, and the lots will be platted accordingly. We have a map embedded in the document, and the 3 parcels will be the green parcel reflected in at 422 Lillian, and then the triangular property directly to the south of that property, and then the property that is on Swan, 1601 Swan. So the 3 properties in question will be 422 Lillian, 1601 Swan, and 1600 Swan. The future land use for these properties are in the following map, and the property does have water and sewer available. The ordinance that is referenced is highlighted here on this following page, page 8, paragraph C2, specifies a minimum average lot width of 30 feet. If we follow through the staff report, of course you have the alternatives to either approve with a modification, or deny the variance request. And then Mr. Pace has provided us some pictures of what the properties are currently, what is currently on the property. These are currently mobile home parks. The second picture is a picture of a similar project of what he intends to construct, same as you follow through the document. Again, more pictures on, I believe, pages 15, 16, 17, 18 of what the current structures are on the property, and then 19 again is a similar project of what his intended project will look like. Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask, first of all, if there are no questions relating to the staff report, that we act on each one of these cases separately. If there are any questions, be glad to answer those. If not, the first case for action would be case V 2021-005. This is for 422 South Lillian, Lot 5, 6, 7, and 8, Block 8 of the Southside addition to the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas.
Can you repeat that case number, please?
First case number would be V 2021-005 for 422 South Lillian, which is Lot 5, 6, 7, and 8 of Block 8 of the Southside addition to the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas.
I have a question on parking. and how-
Wait, just for clarification. So on our agenda, it says 2, 3, and 4. Those items are related to V 2021-005.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just for clarity. And then similarly, 5, 6, and 7 on our agenda would be B, and 8, 9, and 10 on our agenda would be C,
That is correct.
Yes.
just for ease. Okay. Jeanette, you had a question?
I have a question on how parking is going to be affected by this restriction and where the parking is going to be. Because we tend to minimize our parking with all these buildings and stuff, and I have a small car and I still have trouble getting in some places. And with my handicap and stuff, people will be parked up this close to my car, and I cannot twist and turn to get into my car that way, and that's a concern to me.
Well, of course, during the development process, we will address the parking and other development requirements with the applicant, make sure that he meets the minimum standards for development within the city. So, but to answer your question, I believe it will be 2 spaces per unit, or 2 spaces per townhome is what will be required.
Okay.
Can I throw something in?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right,
Well,
at the chairman. sir.
this is my-
Actually, why don't I have you go ahead and we'll just open up this is your request. So if you'll go ahead and go to the podium and introduce yourself, and then,
Okay.
and you can basically make your case for the whole, request, and then you could just specifically answer that one question about parking. That'd be fantastic.
Okay, I guess basically,
Introduce yourself.
my name's Mark Pace, and this is my first, second, third, this will be my 4th project down here, the same construction, townhomes. The first 2 are on Lillian, the third one's on 2nd Street. It's under construction now. This is, it's a mobile home park right, just south of the cemetery. It's a great location for these townhomes. And basically, as far as parking goes, so I've had, like I say, this is my 4th one, so we've dealt with parking before. So we have drawn up plans, this is my engineer Reese, said, Reese, what do we need to do? Let's do some more, add more parking than what the city has asked for. So
Okay.
basically, I've had that problem, so we're solving that problem.
Yeah, because we have a lot of people here that have their big trucks because they are agricultural or whatever, and living in town for whatever reason and stuff, and
Right.
just making sure there's enough room for vehicles to be able to get in and out, and for people to get in and out of their vehicles.
Right, and I'm sure you were well aware of that.
Very aware of it.
Yeah.
We are proposing some overflow guest parking in addition to the 2 per unit.
Okay. Okay.
Y'all have any more questions, or?
Do you want to?
I can answer any engineering one.
Okay, all right. Well, why don't you just give us a very brief overview of what it is you're requesting in these 9 different requests, and then we can kind of, like I said, consider them in three parts.
Okay.
One's about width, one's about depth, and one's about overall plot size.
Okay, well, you've got a tract of land that can only be developed in certain ways to fit all the civil engineering, sewer, water, parking, outline of the building. So we've used this floor plan several times, 4 times, and they're real popular, and they fill up, they lease up before I'm even finished with construction. So I've used the same footprint like several times over and over, and it's worked really well. And then mainly, we want to do, to be able to sell these and rent them out, mainly because it brings affordable housing to Stephenville. Because, we're going to be just barely over 200,000 for brand-new product, which is hard to find to exist. So we've got to, find out amount of land, and so we need as many lots as possible to make it affordable housing available for Stephenville. And I know there was another project on Floral Street. They sold theirs instead of renting them out, and they sold before they were even finished. But they're affordable. So we're looking for affordability and what does the market looking for? So basically, they really like our floor plan.
Could you define affordable for us?
Well, it'd be right around 200 to 220,000.
Okay.
There's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, about 1,400 square feet, which is good size.
Very good.
And we use, custom cabinets, granite countertops, crown molding, concrete stained floors. So, we go all out pretty much.
All right. Any questions from the board?
I do have a construction. I have trouble doing stairs with my disabilities, back and knee injuries and stuff, but I've even noticed in the townhomes that I've gone to check out to see if I could move into them, the stairs are so narrow, depth-wise, they don't even come half my foot. Are these gonna be the same way? Not that that's got any bearing on this, it's just a general question.
We just follow the city building codes. I think they're pretty, I think they're easy enough for me, and I'm an old fat guy. I can get up and down okay. So this is whatever the city building code is.
Yeah, we follow the International Residential Code.
Okay. Which is hard for people like me, so.
And Mr. Pace, I'm Daryl, and Steve, you may want to help me as well. I guess I'm asking the question from the standpoint of, we're asking for a reduction in the width and on the property. Is it to take more of an advantage of providing X amount of square footage for the actual living space? Is it to be able to encompass what? Why the request for the variance? Is it just depending on the style of the product that you're making, that you're building to make it work, or what? Does that question make any sense?
Yes, very much. Basically, it's to achieve affordable housing.
Okay.
So we have, like I said, we have a great footprint. It's a great floor plan, and I think it's 18 feet wide.
It is.
Yeah, 18 feet wide, and it just works. And plus, we can get more lots, of course, with smaller lot size, which makes the project worthy to develop for us.
That's what I was.
So if the variance isn't approved, you can't move on with the project, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, y'all have heard, I'm sure building products have gone sky high.
Yes.
Okay, so is land.
Right.
It's crazy.
I make the motion, we approve,
Let me close the.
okay.
So there's no one here from the community to speak to or for or against this request. So having said that, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing part, and you can have a seat.
Okay.
Really appreciate it. And now, do I hear a motion from the board?
I'll make the motion, we approve V2021-005 as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 It's unanimous, so that V 2021-005 has passed. All right, Steve, you want to read to us B? which
Yes,
is,
sir.
case
Same
six?
staff report, same request. This would be for case number V 2021-006. This is for 1600 West Swan, part of Lot 5 of Block 14 of the South Side addition to the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas.
Thank you very much. And what I see here in the staff report is that the minimum depth requirement is 100 feet. The applicant is requesting a variance for a 14.7-foot reduction in the depth, but also an 85.3 foot in the,
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
if I may interrupt,
Yeah.
we need to please back up to the first staff report.
Okay.
To act on B and C. So we have case, if you see,
okay, now I'm clear. Okay.
yes, sir.
I see.
Can
So-
I amend my motion to approve V 2021-005 A, B, and C?
I believe since we've already acted on that first motion,
Okay.
we can certainly entertain that on the next one if it's pleasure of the chairman and the board. But since we've made that first motion.
I get it.
Let's work on, I would suggest we work on each case.
Okay,
individually.
so we have cases 5, 6, and 7, and then we have 8, 9, and 10, then we have 11, 12, and 13.
That is correct. So
Okay.
the second case for the width requirement request is V 2021-006. Again, it's 1600 West Swan, part of Lot 5, Block 14, South Side addition to the City of Stephenville, Texas, Erath County, Texas. Again,
Okay.
this is for the width requirement request. Same staff report, and I failed to mention earlier that staff supports all of these variance requests for the night.
I appreciate that. And, we'll just have to be tedious this first one, but we'll take care of these other ones much more expeditiously. So I'll open the public hearing for this, and you'll just forgive, we'll just move through these now that we know what's what. And so I'll close the public hearing, and do we have a motion for V 2021-006?
Makes a motion, we approve V 2021-006 as presented.
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, so that moves forward, that is approved. And now V 2021-007.
Yes, sir. That is for property 1601 West Swan, lots 7 and 8 of Block 7 of the South Side addition to the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas. Same staff report, same recommendation.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and forego the public hearing part. As we understand, these are all by Mark and Mr. Flanagan. So do I hear a motion?
I move that we approve V 2021-007 as presented.
Thank you. Do you hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, David. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So that passes.
That gets the width taken care of.
Yes. So now we have case numbers V 2021-008, -009, and -010. Steve, would you present, could you read A, B, and C to us?
Yes, sir.
And we'll consider those all as one group.
Yes, sir. This is applicant Reese Flanagan with MMA representing Mark Pace, requesting a variance from section 154.05.6. This is relating to the lot depth requirements for a townhome project at the parcels listed. The minimum depth requirement is 100 feet. They're asking for a reduction of 14.7 feet that will drop the lot depth to 85.3 feet in depth. The townhomes are being constructed for individual sale, and the lots will be platted accordingly. As you know, V 2021-008 is for property 422 South Lillian, with the legal description as listed. V 2021-009 is 1600 West Swan, legal description included, and V 2021-010 is for 1601 West Swan, 1601 West Swan, with the legal description provided.
Thank you. And the I think you mentioned before that there were no objections from the staff on this.
No
From the
objections.
city.
We support these requests.
Okay.
Is the depth requirement, is that related to the railroad tracks being right there? Is that part of it?
No, it's the same, not really, it's the same reasons,
Okay.
basically.
Just maximizing the amount of space we've got to get as many units as we can there.
And if I may point out, Mr. Chairman, we've been working very closely with Mr. Pace and Mr. Flanagan, and these lots present some development challenges based on the configuration and the drainage requirements that the city has for the development. So, of course, the railroad has some concern about the runoff on these properties. So when we take into consideration all the drainage issues that have to be addressed and the detention ponds that they will have to include on their site, that affects the overall dimensions of the property as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right.
What about sound barrier for the trains when they come through and stuff? Is that something we're gonna have to address?
Screening walls will be addressed during the development process.
I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing part of this request, and do I hear a motion from the board?
I make the motion, we approve B 2021-008, 009, and 010 as presented.
I second.
Thank you very much. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, so that group of requests passes.
And I'm gonna pause right here. Mr. Pace, I've literally grown up with railroads in my backyard, so the sound of a railroad doesn't bother me, but I know it does for a lot of people.
I did too. As a little kid, I used to sleep better when I got the railroad.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. 25 trains a day, 2 blocks east of a track, and 2 blocks north of a track. I could not sleep if trains weren't running.
All right, Steve, if you would please read to us case numbers 2021, V 2021-011, 12, and 13, please.
Yes, sir. Again, it's applicant Reese Flanagan with MMA representing Mr. Pace, requesting a variance from section 154.05.6. This is for the lot area requirements, which obviously based on the previous request, it affects the overall lot area requirements. The minimum lot area requirement is 3,000 square feet. The applicant is requesting a variance for a 1,465 square foot reduction in the area requirement, making each dwelling unit on the townhome project 1,535 square feet. The townhomes are being constructed for individual sale, and the lots will be platted accordingly. Staff supports these requests.
Thank you very much. All right, and so I'm sure it's the same reasons that you gave for the other two requests for depth and width.
Yes.
Because this is a lot more dramatic than the other requests.
Yes.
You know,
It's a huge variance.
So any questions from the board for Mr. Pace or Mr. Flanagan?
How big will that make the rooms, because in the townhomes?
They're good size, like, it's 1,335 square feet, that's like, bedrooms are all 12 by 13 or so, and it's got a big living room downstairs,
Okay.
combination dining room and the kitchen sitting room. The rooms are good size. I mean, my realtors have said that kids like ours because our rooms are bigger than anybody else is using for their floor plans,
Okay.
so it's working.
And I noticed in your, in the application that there's, the main building it says townhouse, 800, and then there's a condominium. Is that, those are two different, yeah.
We're talking about the building footprint? Is
Yes,
that what we're looking
yeah,
at?
the townhouse
Mhm.
/ condominium.
Oh, yes, that is from the code, so that is what we're varying from.
Yeah.
And what's really, the result here is just having to flat it is why we have to ask for variance.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I answered this question.
No, that's good. Any other questions from the board? Mr. Pace, Mr. Flanagan? All right, well, I'll close the public hearing. Do I hear a motion for case numbers V 2021-011 and 12 and 13?
So
I'll make-
moved. So moved, that we approve V 2021-011, 12, and 13.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor of this motion, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. All right. Steve, this was a special meeting because we couldn't meet when this was originally scheduled. So we'll go ahead and plan for our regularly scheduled meeting
That is correct.
in June.
The deadline for those cases was actually today, I believe, and when we left to come to this meeting, we had not received any applications as of yet, so.
Okay.
we
So there's a
may not
chance
be
we
meeting
might not have a
in
meeting on June
but
10th.
We'll verify that tomorrow and get back with you.
Okay.
I think we have not, do we have any cases?
I have not received anything.
Okay, so we'll verify that once the deadline actually passes. and-
33 minutes.
We had a possible BOA, which ended up turning into a P&Z.
Oh,
So
Okay.
there you go.
well, very good. So we may not see you until July, if we have cases then, so just a note there.
And at which point, that will be after July 4th, so I'll tell everybody have a happy
Yeah.
Memorial Day and 4th of July.
Yep. All right, so I will now adjourn the meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much, Mr. Case.